18-year-old arrested, charged with shooting a 12-year-old Messiah Barino outside of his home in Monroe.
Officials say Barino died Monday in the hospital, and now Monroe police tell us there could be more arrests to come. Our Jason Puckett has been down in Monroe with more on how the community is remembering this 12-year-old and the latest on this investigation. Jason.
New details today from Monroe police are giving us a better look at the fight that happened Saturday. They led to the death of 12-year-old Messiah Barino, who was a bystander, police say. Now, according to Monroe police, the 12-year-old was shot outside his home off Skywatch Lane Saturday and died in the hospital Monday. I spoke with family and friends today who were too upset to go on camera, but told us that he was a sweet, beloved young man and that he'd been the student of the month at Monroe Middle School just down the street. Now, this is a statement put out by the school district saying in part that, quote, staff, students, and administrators at Monroe Middle are deeply saddened by the tragic death of Messiah, and that when UCPS loses a student, it truly impacts their school and community. Now, they will have extra counselors on staff this week to help students and staff who may be grieving. Big question right now is, how did all of this happen? Well, Monroe police just giving us some new details, giving us a better look into how that fight turned fatal. Now, we told you how Saturday around 6:40 p.m. a fight broke out off that area of Skywatch Lane. Well, police say around 20 people were involved and that the fight only broke up when two kids who were watching were shot. That's 12-year-old Messiah Barino, who died from his wounds. Another 15-year-old was also shot and is still recovering. A 17-year-old, unnamed so far, was arrested and charged with first-degree murder for shooting Barino. But Monroe police tell us now there was actually more than one shooter. They say this whole thing started out as a fight among family members.
The investigation has led detectives to believe that it was a pre-arranged meeting of sorts between two groups of people who have an ongoing dispute with each other.
And while we've talked about a 17, 15, and 12-year-old, police say they believe adults were involved too. Now, Lieutenant Morgan Malone, who you saw there, said they are still working through a number of statements and they are expecting multiple more charges in this case, also reaffirming that this was not gang-related activity. We'll have more for you on this case as it continues to develop. For now, though, here in Monroe, Jason Puckett, WBTV, on your side.